Hello and welcome back to another Gunpla review. Today we're taking a look at the HGUC Jegan, the original Char's Counterattack version, the mint ice cream suit. Seriously, this is a very bright color. I don't know how I'm going to be able to record this review because the camera does not like the plastic, but let's start off, as always, by taking a look at the articulation. And getting into the articulation, the way this thing's built is a little bit weird, so some of the articulation might be a little odd. It does actually have a hinge at the neck. There is a ball joint in the head, but you don't. It does not go back very much. I mean, it still can get a looking up pose, but it's nothing crazy. You do actually get pretty good downwards, though, and actually a pretty good tilt to either side. You're not going to get a full rotation just because the backpack gets in the way, but even then that's still pretty good articulation for the head. The shoulders are interesting. they're on an upwards hinge inside the chest itself, and it's kind of hard for me to show this off with the lighting, but you get movement in the actual shoulder, brings up about 45 degrees, so you get pretty good up. Honestly, I'm not really surprised considering how bulky shoulder armor is that it can get just above 90, but it doesn't really have the problem that the RX-78 has where you aren't supposed to rotate this, so you know, you can get all the way up. That's not a problem. I mean, you can pretty much get all the way up if you just turn the arm, so not really any problems there. This shoulder armor is actually a separate piece from the actual shoulder itself, so you will have to adjust that when you're posing it. That said, not bad. Get a rotation at the bicep, above 90-degree angle on the elbow, though it is just one joint, and the hands, as always, are on a ball joint. Now moving on to the waist, and it is ball jointed, so you get a pretty nice rotation, though it is blocked by this piece, so you don't get a full rotation there. But you also do get a pretty nice movement in the abs, and there's actually a little bit of detail in there so that it doesn't look super weird if you bring it back. So you actually get a surprising amount of range considering it's just one ball joint in the waist there. No front or back skirts, obviously it's the Jegan, but these come up more than the hip can go out, and they do swivel front and back too, so no problem with those. The hips are interesting. You get a crazy shift side to side on these things, like absolutely ridiculous. By the way, I'll point it out now in case I forget. There is actually a action base, get out of the way, hole here for a 3mm peg. I mean, it's a Jegan, so you're probably going to want it to be up in the air. But yeah, you get about 45 degrees out to the side. I mean, it's ball joints, so can't really be surprised there. But you do get a very nice rotation front to back, and of course, absolutely crazy kick either to the front or to the back. So, despite being ball joints, honestly, I couldn't really see any other way they would have gotten the hips to look this good and also work this well. So, ball joints were probably actually the right way to go for the Jegan. As for the knee, you get a very nice bend there, and then you also get a second bend from the polycap for a little bit extra, well above 90 degrees. This is actually a very nice knee joint. The ankle, not crazy. You get pretty decent to the front, okay to the back. The thruster here gets in the way. You do actually get a pretty nice tilt to either side though, so you can get a pretty wide pose if you want that kind of stance. Now moving on to accessories, and let's start off, as always, with the stickers. Focus. Thank you. You get numbers, EFSF, a couple of Federation logos, a couple of Londo Bell logos, which is interesting. Also, I didn't realize until I actually looked at this that there is actually 2 different Londo Bell logos. You get the one from the Gym 3, and then you get this one, and they are slightly different. And this is the only color correcting sticker that this whole kit includes, and it's for the crotch fee. We are now going to spend a few minutes going over all the color correction I had to do on this thing. It's not too bad, but it is a lot. Starting off at the head, the little Vulcan on the side needs a bit of black. These need a little bit of black. In here, I did some silver. You don't have to do that, but I think it looks better. You have to paint both the front, I can get it in the light, camera, as well as the back camera for the head. Surprisingly enough, the little one hidden in here in the head, if I can actually get it to show up on camera. I cannot. But there is sort of a residual one left over from the gym in behind this piece, which is actually a part of the visor. I don't really know why they did it that way. As you can see, the black here and here, also inside all of these verniers. You need to paint a lot of yellow on this thing. Obviously here, one's on the shoulder, both sides, one's on the leg, both sides, here on the toe, and all 5 of those thrusters. Also the black in these ones. And also, you have to paint a little bit of yellow on the shield, which we'll be getting into shortly. Oh, also the camera on the rifle. To be fair, aside from the cameras and the crotch fee, it's not really that bad, considering it's mostly just thrusters, which they don't usually color separate anyway, but yeah, it took a little while. Because as I mentioned, they didn't even include foil stickers for the cameras. It's really, really weird they did that, honestly. I was really expecting the cameras at least to be color separated. Obviously they wouldn't, you know, add the stickers for the verniers, because they never do that. Sorry for the Nemo, but I don't really worry about that. Anyway, yeah, it's a lot of paint. Anyway, let's move on to the actual accessories. Starting out with the shield. Fully color separated, fully filled in. This is actually supposed to be hollow back here. Yeah, I don't know why either. These are actually separate pieces, which is nice. Well, 2 pieces anyway. They are connected, but you know, you could remove them if you wanted. This is a pretty standard shield connection. Just, you know, polycap onto a 3mm port. Little L bracket. You can attach it onto the back or the side of the arm. Just pegs on like any other shield. And it's not bad. Kind of bangs against the shoulder. That's mostly because there's no hinge on it to get it out of the way a bit. But not really that bad. And it does look really good. I am a big fan of the Jegan shield. Otherwise, we have the beam rifle, as I showed. It is literally just 2 pieces of plastic in the barrel, but, you know, high grade, can't really be surprised. And it does have a designated trigger finger hand, which is nice. All the hands are fully detailed, by the way, which is a very nice touch. This is tabbed on, and since there's no other weapons for it to hold, I just left it on there. I will point out that with a little bit of finagling, you can get this open, but they all do come attached, and I mean, it's not like you're going to be holding them in the hand anyway, but they are detailed. There we go. And you can actually display it like that for, you know, poses. But the final accessory, I always have trouble getting it out until I'm on camera and it makes a liar out of me, is the beam saber, which is actually held on the side skirt. And it does include something kind of weird. These beam effects, which as far as I've been able to figure out, is from the Ba Wu. It's a very weird choice for the Jegan, but hey, it works. And this is actually how the beam saber actually works in universe for the Jegan, where it's shorter, and then when it swings, it gets longer. So you can actually have it mid-swing, which is nice. And I mean, these are just standard beam effects. They are a little bit weird. They seem a little bit thicker here to me, but you know, they just peg in. By the way, I will point out that I shaved a little bit off the end of these tabs just because they seemed a little bit long to me, and I was worried they would be a bit hard to get out. Not really a problem. Also, these are really, really long beam effects for the Jegan. Like, this is the shorter one, and yeah. You get some crazy, crazy long... Look at how long this one is. Like, it goes off camera. I didn't expect such big beam effects from this kit. But I'm not complaining, because it actually looks good. Oh, and you do get 2 holding hands. No open hands, which is a little bit disappointing, but it's not as big a deal as I was expecting it to be. You can still get good poses out of it. And for a quick size comparison, the Jegan's a bit taller than the average Federation suit, though still not massive, but hey, it just goes over the cutting mat, including the little back thrusters anyway, so yeah, pretty sizable, honestly. Though, to be fair, it also has a sort of a turn A thing going on with the legs, so not really surprising that it's so tall. So, to wrap this review up, the Jegan is a very nice high grade, honestly. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I do. It grew on me a lot once I had it finished. It does have quite a lot of required painting for color correction, but it's not too bad, at least. Oh, also, I will point out that the nubs on the sort of purplish gray plastic on the feet really, really suck. They're really thick, and it's not easy to clean them up. All the other nubs are fine. It's literally just those ones, but should be noted. But the articulation's fine. The accessories are all that you'd want it to come with. I didn't expect the beam effects to be so big. And aside from the yellow, the color correction is actually really good. So yeah, if you're looking for a Jegan, I fully recommend getting one. I'm sure they're all really nice. I'm probably going to get a few more, honestly. But anyway, that's been all for this review. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It helps a lot. Subscribe for future reviews and watch my backlog. Go follow me on Twitter for updates, and consider supporting me on Patreon so I can keep bringing you reviews, just like this one. And as always, until next time, happy building.